Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Cross My Art Studio. I'm Nikki, and this is episode 7 of the Welcome Baby Waylon Plaque. Today, I'll be finishing the engraving and moving into the next step. I've got 2 games for you. The main one is the timestamp game. Spot the change and comment the timestamp. The second game, answering the question, comes at the end. There's only one winner. The first game sets the lead, the second breaks any tie, or if no one wins the first, the second decides. If there's a tie in the second game, I'll pick the first person who guessed correctly. That winner gets to choose their prize, a $25 gift card or a selection from my merchandise. And the cups? This style isn't available anymore, but I'll design a few new ones and let you pick your favorite. Alright, let's get this paint party started now. Okay, we're getting ready to put the second coat on, but before we do that, I am going to clean this up a little bit before we put the second coat on. So I'm going to move these over real quick. I don't know if you can see how dirty it is, but it's pretty dirty from the charcoal. We're going to try it this way to see if we can get any of that off. Don't think it's going to come off this way. So we're going to try different things, and that did not come off. This is an eraser. It's called a kneaded eraser. So we're going to try, I don't think this is going to work either, but we're going to try it. Yeah, that's not going to work either. So we're going to try this. My sponge, we're going to dampen it a little bit. Use my towel. Okay, we're going to see if this will come off the water. And it's not. It's coming very slowly. Very slowly. So we're going to go to the next option because that's not working. I don't really like to say this, but I think we're going to have to paint it. And I don't want to do that. Okay, so I have no other option but to paint this. This is something I did not want to do. So, good thing I have some left. All right, got it open. There's not much left, so let's hopefully don't need a ton of it. I'm going to try this paintbrush and see what we can do. We're going to have to paint over every little detail. I don't want to do all real close by it because I'm going to be putting a second coat on. So I'm going to get a bigger brush. I think that's what I'll do. Let's try this one, okay? All right, we're going to try this one. This can kind of get in between some things. Always food for thought, a little lesson I just learned right now. Anytime you use charcoal, wipe it off immediately. So you don't have to come back and do this. Okay. I will be taking a smaller detail brush along these edges. I just want to get the big part. I might go ahead and dip that in some water. And I can spread that around just a little bit more. So I don't have very much of it. Got a better idea. I bought this for a reason, right? This is my medium. Let's try some of that in there. Let's try that. Let's mix that up. That'll make it a little more thinner, make it last a little bit longer. Watch, I'll probably end up sticking my hand in that. Okay. Now I'll leave that up here just in case I need it. All right, let's try this. See how this goes. I know. I said I'm not gonna get so close to it. For some reason, I'm itching to get real close to it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to get a different brush. This one is not what I'm looking at for some reason. Don't know why. Let's try this one. Maybe it's because I'm not going very fast. But you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try that right here with the rag, just because I'm curious. Let me grab a small rag. I'll dip that water in it. If this works, I'm gonna be so mad. Well, at least I'll know I can go over it like this. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's working? I don't think it's working. Not much, anyway. Maybe a very tiny bit. And that's even a rough rag, you know? Yeah, I don't know. And I can see it coming off, but I don't know if it's actually the paint because I'm going over the letters, or if it's actually the charcoal. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's coming off that well, like it should. Keep on a trucking here. May have to do these letters a few times, just because, you know, I might just do that. Since I'm going to go over them again, and I'm probably going to go over them again. Just use, let's kind of go like that. I already know kind of where it's at. Yeah, because see, it's all getting in there. So I'm not, yeah. I'll just go back over it again. I'm going to have to. That's going to be really difficult to do. Probably have to go back over with that too. That's okay. I mean, you know, we make mistakes. We do noop-de-doos. And since I'm going to need to do this faster, I'm going to need a bigger brush. So I'm going to try this brush here. It's nice and soft. So I'm going to just dip it in some water and see if it'll move the paint around a little bit. That I've already done. Okay. As long as it doesn't leave any hairs. Oh my gosh, it did. Oh boy. Okay, nope. This is a no-no. So we're not using that one. And we're going to wipe that off. Oh my gosh. You see all that? I didn't realize that did that until I actually truly looked. Okay. Yeah. What a mess. I have such a big mess right now. I think I caught it in time on most of it. All right, we're going to go to this one. Okay, let's get this one in water. I don't think this one is going to, my board's going to be so soaking wet. But I want this paint to go one direction. All right, we are going to go ahead and let this dry for a few minutes, and maybe I will speed it up with my blow dryer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and saw a piece of hair there. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I'm going to have to paint over that little bit I messed up, which is fine because I'm going to put another coat on everything anyway. You know, I was just thinking, I had an even bigger brush because I got my brand new brush set, and look at this. Yeah, next time I'm using that. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. I'll use a blow dryer real fast on it. No longer wet. All right. Now the decision. Do I go ahead and paint over this, or do I engrave it a little more since I can't wood burn it? You want to know my answer? I want to know what your answers are, but I know what my answer is. So comment down below, please. Do I have to beg? Please. What you think you would do in this situation. I know what I'm going to do, but I'd like to know what you would do. Since I cannot wood burn, I'll give you a few minutes to comment. I'm going to pause here so you can play the games. I'll reveal the answers and the winner in episode 8, so make sure you're watching. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and being part of this creative journey. I'm really glad we got to share this moment together. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, hit that like button. Watching, liking, and commenting really helps my videos reach more people and lets me keep creating and sharing my art with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Feel free to share this with anyone who loves creativity. This is Nikki, signing off from Cross My Art Studio. Keep creating, keep glowing, and keep bringing color into your life. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.